Good afternoon, guys. Now, yesterday we all ended with question number 23, and this was the first question that we all had done on weighted average method. Okay. In weighted average method, the only thing that I have taught you all is that combine last period's cost with current period cost. And the moment you all do that, automatically all the things will start to become okay. Then as such, there is not going to be any damn issue. Okay. But then do remember that weighted average method will always be taking shorter time for you all. Okay. But that does not mean that you're going to be following weighted average method. You all tell me by default, you are always going to be following which method? But if in any question FIFO method is not possible, only then you are going to be sticking to weighted average method. Okay. And whatever I have told, all those things are useless if some instructions are given to you in the question. So first rule, always obey the instructions in the question. If some tells you follow FIFO, follow FIFO. If some tells you follow LIFO, then follow LIFO. If some tells you follow weighted average, please follow that weighted average. But if some does not tell you anything, by default, our first preference is FIFO method. But if FIFO method cannot be followed, then in that particular case, you follow weighted average method. Okay. Now, you had one task and you had to tell me in question number 24, FIFO method is not possible. I hope that you saw this particular question once the lecture was over. And anybody can try to tell me, sir, in this question, I cannot follow FIFO method. Tell me the reason, please. In case you have not seen the question, see this particular question right now. It's a tiny question, okay? And I want that answer, that why FIFO method is not possible in this particular question. Fine. That answer I'll accept, okay? But somebody has given me the answer of this particular question also. Listen. In question, sorry, please repeat. Percentages for completion aren't mentioned. Listen, opening stock, that answer is perfect. So opening stock WIP stage of completion is not given. If ever stage of completion of opening stock is not given, you cannot be following the FIFO method, because in statement of equivalent output, you all tell me, if you make statement of equivalent output as per FIFO method, what's the first thing that you all write? First thing. Opening stock processed further and completed. Now, if suppose opening stock stage of completion is 40%, can we say 60% will be written in your statement of equivalent output? Yes. But that data should be given to you, no? In this particular question, obviously that data is not given. So therefore, in this particular question, opening WIP stage of completion is not given. Hence, you cannot follow last time. Which method you can't follow in this particular question? FIFO method. Hence, after FIFO, our next default choice will always be weighted average. Is that okay for everybody? Yes, sir. But you got to be writing that note that why the hell we are trying to follow weighted average method. That is one thing. Okay, further. Now, I'd asked you one other question that somebody replied also right now. That is in question number 11. In question number 11, that was the first question that we all had done. Okay. Now that question, I cannot follow weighted average method, because in that particular question, no, opening stock amount breakup is not given. If you remember our yesterday's last question, we had the breakup of opening stock, and we require that because material cost I have to merge with material cost. Labor cost I have to merge with labor cost. Correct, no? But in case you do not have that particular breakup only, what the hell to do? Okay, so therefore in that case, you have got no other choice in this case except to be following FIFO method only. So therefore in that particular question, we had to be following the FIFO method. If some would have told follow weighted average method, I would have asked what stupid question. Okay, you cannot try to follow weighted average method in that particular question. Okay, that's it. So in question number 11, obviously we could not have followed weighted average method, because in that case breakup of opening stock is not given. In question number 24 that you are about to be doing, we cannot follow FIFO method because last time reply. Stage of completion of opening stock is not given. Okay, you all will understand in both the methods you will always require stage of completion of closing stock, no, for sure. Okay, so that has to be given, else you cannot solve the question only. So that has to be given to you. Okay, but opening stock stage of completion is not given. Therefore, we cannot be following FIFO method. Therefore, by default, we are going to be following weighted average method. Okay, So that is what you are going to be writing. Now, just do one thing. In your notebooks, you write down one line first and then I guess I can continue. You write down one line first, please. Write down. Question number 24. Write down. Write down. In this problem, stage of completion of opening stock. In this problem, stage of completion of opening stock. Is not given. Is not given. Therefore, we cannot follow. Therefore, we cannot follow FIFO method. Full stop. Therefore, by default, we will follow weighted average method. Now see, I'm reading three things and I'm going to be writing few things. FIFO method is only possible when stage of completion of opening stock is given. You can give the reference of all the questions that we all have done based upon the FIFO method. Okay, you can write down question 11 to question 17. You can write down question 11 to question 17. Further, WAM is only possible when breakup of opening stock is given. Now that was possible in our yesterday's question, question number 23. That is possible in this particular question. That will also be possible in the next particular question. So you all can write down question number 23, 24, 25. Last, by default, we always follow FIFO method. If it is not possible, then you follow which particular method? So everybody will speak? WAM. Okay, and this question is best example of that. Tell me in this question, are there any instructions which method to follow? No. So first of all, I always try to be thinking, let me follow FIFO method. But if FIFO method is not possible for XYZ reason, then in that particular case, you can try to follow your weighted average method as such. Okay, that's it. Now, this question you all are starting. It is exactly like your previous question that you all have done yesterday. Okay. See that particular question, one error, please do not do. Can we say whenever you are trying to be finding out cost per unit of output, you will have to be merging last period cost in current period cost?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is one thing, please don't miss. And statement of equivalent output is the shortest of this. How it is the shortest? Copy the credit side, job is over. Maximum abnormal loss or abnormal gain might be coming, but then that thing in any case will not be there in this question. Okay, so therefore don't bother yourself. Okay, please start. You all have got 6 minutes. I am not even telling you all the formats. You all have done enough questions. In 6 minutes, please start and completely finish by yourself. I only want closing stock as a balancing figure. That will be the only figure I will try to be speaking in order to test whether your answer is correct or not. Please start. Have you all done it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The closing stock is how much?
160.
1606. Everybody has got, please confirm it to me. Has everybody got this?
Sir, I got 1636.
Then your account must not have tallied also, no then?
No, it tallied because I took the value of finished goods from the calculation and I got
Just a sec. Your cost per unit of output of everybody else comes to an exact figure. Material cost is how much?
No, sir, round up.
Okay, so material cost is how much? 2.15. Then labor is how much? 1.80. Then overheads is how much? 2. So if these are your numbers, then in that case your closing stock should be this particular figure. If you have done something else, then in that case there could be some amount of difference. This is 5.87. Is that okay? No. The total is how much? 5.95. So if you have got this, then this is your closing stock. If you have got 5.96 or something, or 5.94, then something else could be your balancing figure. The guy who got bit different, you must have taken 5.94, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is why there is a difference. So that's okay in exams, but try to round it off in a proper way, please. Okay. Now, this is altogether done. Question number 24. We are doing last question of weighted average method and the last question of the types that we all have done. Okay. Now this question, I'm directly now jumping. Okay. And that is what is the jump? I'm directly shifting myself from process 1 to process 2 in this question. Okay. And in this question, there is normal loss also, or there is abnormal loss or abnormal gain. If your English is very good, you will understand by reading of the question only that what is there in this particular question, although the title will speak it, but that's okay. But in case your English is not that good, then the balancing figure will start to come on the credit side. Okay, let's read. Our last question of all the types that we all have done. Read please. A manufacturing company makes a product by 2 processes and following data relates to the second process for the month of April. Okay. So this is the data for the second process for the month of April. A WIP balance of 1200 units brought forward from March was valued at cost as followed. So therefore we had opening WIP of 1200 units. Okay. Brought forward from March because this is the data for the month of April. Material transferred from first process, direct materials added 90% complete, direct wages 60% complete, production overhead 60% complete. You all do one thing, just get me the total of this, because whenever I'm trying to prepare process account, I will require the total, no? 24840. Okay. And one thing, everybody will tell me this. They have written stage of completion against everything, but they did not write against this. Can you say P2 opening stock will have P1 material for sure, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And tell me, what will be the stage of completion of these materials? Always 100%. Everything in P2 has to be fully complete from P1 point of view, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So therefore, you can write down, of course, 100% complete. Of course, 100% complete. Now, I'm asking you one question at this particular stage. Tell me, if I only give you this much amount of question, I'm asking you 2 questions. Is it possible to follow FIFO method in this question? Just reply me yes or no. This is the first question.
Yes.
Everybody will reply yes or no. Yes. Tell me, why is it possible? Stage of completion of opening stock is given to you, therefore it is possible. Okay, second question. Is weighted average method possible in this question? Yes, sir. Everybody will tell me why yes, sir? Because the breakup is given. Now tell me one thing, if question does not instruct me after this, which method is to be followed? Okay, tell me which method should I follow? FIFO. But we will wait for the instructions in this particular question. Further, during April, 4,000 units were transferred from the first process at a cost of 7.5 each. This input being treated as direct material within the process. Okay. Other costs incurred in the second process were as follows. Okay. So from the first process in April, 4,000 units were transferred at a cost of 7.5 each. Okay, further. Other costs incurred in the second process were additional materials, additional labor, additional factory overheads. Okay. Further, 3,400 units were transferred to finished goods store. Okay. Now, so from process 2, I guess goods will be directly going to finished goods. A normal loss of 520 units occurred during the process. Now read this line just for my sake. Read it 5 times in your mind. Just this line. Just this line. Once it is done, let me know. Now, if you read this line very carefully, because I told you all to read 5 times, even if you read it 2 times, no? Because if I'll say 5, you'll only read it twice. Okay, rest 3 is normal loss actually. Okay, study related joke it was. Now see, if you read this line very perfectly, you will understand. In this question, there cannot be abnormal gain for sure. Why? Because the sum says normal loss occurred during the year. Beta, if normal loss will occur, that means there is no abnormal gain. No, because abnormal gain itself means that normal loss did not happen only. Okay, so in this question, no, there will be no situation of abnormal gain for sure. There might be abnormal loss, but in this case, there will be no abnormal gain. Further, the average method of pricing is used. Underline the word average and write down weighted average. Further, all the rejected units were 80% complete as regards material added, 60% complete as regards to labor and overheads. The company recovered scrap value of 2050 as against expected scrap value of rupees 2 per unit. So therefore, the company recovered scrap value of 2050 as against expected scrap value. Okay, so we were expecting a scrap of 2 rupees. But in reality, we got a total scrap of 2050. I'll be coming back to this line after some time. WIP at the end of the process consisted of 980 units, which were 90% complete as regards material, 50% complete as regards wages and production overheads. You are required to prepare process account for the month of April and for the second process and also the other accounts. Okay, so other accounts obviously will mean your normal loss, and I think in this particular question abnormal loss will also be coming. Okay, so you will do one thing, prepare 8 lines second process account, process 2 account, and 4 lines normal loss and abnormal loss account. So that much you all prepare, please. Now, I am writing something. Wherever I am putting a cross, write down those figures. Wherever I am putting a cross. Wherever there is a tick, you are going to be putting all those numbers, please. Those are ready-madely there from the question. Okay, so do that, please. Done, beta? Have you all done? I am doing time pass only. You all have done it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Closing stock is, sorry, your abnormal loss, your balancing figure is how much?
300.
300. Now see, your normal loss account is always recorded at expected scrap value. Means by selling the scrap, how much you were expecting to get. My logic of first 2 or 3 lectures. You have to be maintaining your account at normal cost. So therefore, for that we have to reduce expected scrap value. Tell me how much scrap value were you expecting? 1040. That is at the rate of, if you can write down by another color, it will be better. 1040. So this figure is 1040. Okay, now see, I'm going to be saying 2 things. Now this was a scrap value that we were expecting to get. Now tell me, in this case, how much scrap value did you in reality get? 2050. But the catch in this question, tell me, 2050 was the actual scrap that you all got. Tell me, this scrap you would have got by, think yourself. This scrap you would have got, think yourself, by selling how many units? You must have got a scrap of, again I'm repeating, you must have got a scrap of 2050 by selling how many units? Selling how many units? 820, because you are going to be selling your normal loss also. Speak further, you are going to be selling your abnormal loss also. Okay, so therefore in this case, just do one thing. Below your last account now, I think you all can write down actual scrap per unit. Write down actual scrap per unit. Is equal to 2050 you must have got by selling 820 units. So therefore in reality you got a scrap price of how much? 2.5 per unit. You write down this particular statement. Now see, so therefore 520, write with some other color pen over here at the rate of 2.5. Write down at the rate of 2.5 please. Get me the actual figures, please. Now see, you were expecting a scrap value of 1040. You got of 1300. Be happy. This is abnormal happiness. Okay. All abnormal things in it will ultimately get transferred to costing P&L account only. Yaar. So therefore, on the debit side, you write down one balancing figure and write down now. For the other part, the moment you will be getting this answer, then we'll be getting this thing as a balancing figure. Okay, now see. Now, although statement of equivalent output is made for you all, I'm just asking you all in statement of equivalent output, which all costs should come based upon this particular question? Can you say these particular 4 costs should come, no?
Yes, sir.
Whichever costs come on the debit side, we try to have one column for them. Okay, you check it up in the question, please. Everywhere. Is the stage of completion of labor and overhead same? Just see in the question, please. Is the stage of completion everywhere of labor and factory overhead same in this particular question? Yes. So I think, just a sec. So I think we can prepare one common column for labor and overheads. So prepare 3 columns: P1 materials, labor and overheads. Approximately for 6 lines or something. Once done, do let me know, please. Now, I'm giving you all 2 minutes. No, I'm giving you a minute only. You're going to be writing words over here. Okay. And you're going to be writing just a percentage. Do not write down the units as such. Okay. All those things we'll try to check whether all your other figures are correct or not. And then we will try to be doing that. Okay. Your 2 minutes, chalo, is starting now. This is the last question of all the types that we all have done. Last question is going to be entirely a different thing. Okay. So this question I want that you all try to be completing for me. Okay. Please do that. Your 2 minutes start now. Just answer me one question because I trust you all more than myself also. Are you doing any bifurcations in this question? No. Tell me why the hell you are not doing it? It is not FIFO method. It is weighted average method. It is given to you in the question here. Continue, please. Continue. Now, everybody is going to be telling me few of the things that I'm asking you all right now. Tell me what's the first thing that you all have written? First thing that you all have written?
Opening stock.
Opening stock. You should have never written opening stock. It is not FIFO method. It is weighted average method. What's the first thing that you should have written? Can we say goods completed? No.
Yes.
Okay. And tell me the quantity in that. 3000. You copy the credit side, job is over. So therefore what I'm going to be writing is a very simple thing. Goods. Just a sec. If you all have forgotten the explanation of yesterday, by incurring all these particular costs, in this particular case, what you have produced? Sir, I produced 3400 complete units. I destroyed 300 units and I had incomplete units of 980. These are the only 3 things that we are writing as it is completely. Okay, so write down please. Now, I'm asking you the further things now, please. Tell me stage of completion against this. Tell me the 3 numbers, please, in each of the columns.
100%.
Can we say goods completed will always be having 100% of everything, else it would not have been completed only, no? Now, if somebody will ask me, sir, when we were doing FIFO method, it was always coming to 0. Beta, ek to there, this figure was never ever written also. Okay. If it was FIFO method, the first thing that you all will write, that I'll tell you all, first thing that you all will be writing, opening stock processed further and completed, that will be 1200 units and the percentage of that will be 0, then 10, then after that 40%. Is that okay? If it was which particular method? FIFO. But this is which particular method? Weighted average. You got to be thinking that what these particular costs have done. Beta, by incurring all these particular costs, you have completed this much. So obviously, if you'll be doing it, so therefore 3400 will be coming over there only. Okay. Now, next thing you all have to try to tell me. Tell me for abnormal loss, these 3 figures, please. Tell me 3 figures. No, so I'm asking you all 3 figures. 100, 80 and 60. Tell me this 100, is it implied or you took it from the question? Implied. Everything in P2 will be fully complete from P1 point of view. So 100%. Now, all other things, all rejected units were 80% complete as regards material. Obviously, tell me this particular material that they are talking of is buttons or cloth? Buttons. So, therefore, that's 80% and remaining is 60%. For closing stock, those 3 figures are 100%, 90% and 50%. I don't think so I need to be discussing anything over here. Please get the totals done, please. Now further. Now once this particular part is done, I think so you should be in a position to complete the question by yourself. Now just one thing do not forget. Tell me, I'm going to be finding out cost of 3 things beta. P1 material, then labor and overheads. Okay. Can we say we'll have to be merging last period cost with the current period ka cost? So therefore, in this particular case, there will be one cost over here of the last period, one cost of the last period, 2 costs of the last period. That is your labor and overheads. You're going to be merging that particular thing with the current period cost. So therefore, first, second and third. Okay. And over here, obviously, there will be labor and overheads. But one thing you still have to reduce, my hint to you. What do you have to try to reduce? Scrap value of normal loss. Tell me from where do you reduce it?
Material.
From P1 material or from material?
Material.
Even material, sir.
Out of cloth and buttons, whenever you sell the things, tell me which material is more important? Cloth. So you always deduct, yesterday in shorts also we all had written that particular thing, no? You always reduce scrap value of normal loss by default from which materials? P1 materials, because that material is more important. So therefore, can we say from here we'll be subtracting 1040? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1040 everybody has understood. Okay, once you do that, divided by these particular 3 figures. Now these numbers as per me will not be coming very accurate. So you round them off to the 2 decimals. Once you all do that, finish off this, finish off this. Now if ever the things are not round numbers, okay, then last figure we always take as a balancing figure, no? Okay, and whenever you're going to be taking that particular figure as a balancing figure, you're going to be preparing that yesterday's note that I was preparing in each and every question. P1 materials, then labor and overheads. You value your normal closing stock, but obviously that closing stock will not exactly come same as a balancing figure in your account. So therefore, then you will be writing that Akashvani, and that is rounded off to this particular figure to tally. You all remember this, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please start, please finish. Now this is only procedural aspect, and finish of the other 2 accounts. I guess normal loss account is done, abnormal loss account will be pending. Do not make silly errors. Combine last period's cost with current period cost, please. Tell me what was your cost, beta? This normal cost total is how much?
30.
No, 30 does not come.
29.8.
29.85.
885.
I got 86.
I think 86 it should be. 29.86. Can you tell me the breakup, please, if somebody can help me out?
8.11.
8.11,
1.47.
1.47,
20.28.
20.28.
Sir, can you please show the calculation once of P1 material and all the threading material?
But it is the same thing that we are doing since yesterday. Same thing only. You combine this cost with the 30,000 rupees. 9,000 plus current period's cost less 1040 divided by 4680. Material 1800 plus 4830. You should be able to be doing it. Divided by 4522. 6840 plus 7200 plus 32,965 plus 35,538 divided by 4070.
So I was asking, it's almost 29.90.
It is not. It is not. It is 29.86 only. Please, you take up to 2 decimals. In any case, you will use your calcino. Tell me, will your job become easier? Even if it is 29.9, you will still use your calcino.
Yes, sir.
So then why not to be using this? You take no up to 2 decimals, beta.
Okay, sir.
Closing stock balancing figure was how much? 19?
1927.
2? 7?
2.
2. I'm not sure.
That's the total amount. That's not the rounding to.
Okay. So this is 19272, correct? Which is rounded off to
19173.
19173. I think that's okay.
So 19207.
Which figure? Upper figure or lower figure?
Lower figure, sir.
One sec. 3400 into 29.86. 3400 into 29.86. This is 101524. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then P1 materials, labor and factory overheads. This is 300, this is 240, this is 180, this is into 8.11, 1.47, 20.28. Okay, you can tell me this total if somebody has done this.
6436.2.
6436, I'll take it. Okay, if somebody has taken this number and this number, what is your balancing figure in your account, please? 19173, no? So 19173 is all okay. Now there is nothing left in the question. I have done everything, although I wanted everything to be done by you all. LIFO method, it can be done, yeah. Wherever FIFO is possible, no, in most of those cases, LIFO method is also possible. I can tell you where it is not, but they will not ask you the LIFO method in any case, that is for sure. Just a second, whether this question is possible or not. Technically it is not, okay. If I'll only say that, but I'll only say that once, in case you understand it's okay, else the LIFO method is not useless at all. Usually questions of FIFO method, this question can be solved by FIFO method. You all had already told me yes. But if somebody will tell me no, follow LIFO method, then in that particular case what will happen? In your closing stock, no, part of opening stock will also be there, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what will happen, no, the problem is that direct wages and factory overheads are 60% complete. Whereas in the closing stock it is 50%. So therefore they will be minus 10%.
10%.
Okay, so that is why it should not be solved. Okay, and that is one of the reasons actually that LIFO method was withdrawn also by the institute. Okay, so in this question it cannot be. But they will never ever ask you also solve any question by LIFO method, as I told you, because it is scrapped from accounting standard 2 also. So therefore it's nowhere so relevant to you all. You have revised accounting standard 2 where LIFO method was scrapped. You have your Ind AS 2. Okay, those are the international reporting standards. So even from there your LIFO method is scrapped. So those guys will not be asking. So don't worry. What's the balancing figure in abnormal loss account, please? 686.
5686.
5686. Yeah. Once everybody finishes, please do let me know. So therefore then we all can start with the last question.
Done, sir.